What's up, Solid Family?
Welcome back to the channel.
Yeah, third. Today we're here with a little story we want to tell you guys. We had a little dispute with the neighbors, a little fight, a little tag team.
Yeah.
Good work, babe. The story involves a U-Haul, me, and the neighbors. Okay.
First time driver of
a U-Haul. Right. When we started moving into the house, I ran over my neighbor's yard.
It was a rainy day.
It
wasn't raining, but it was muddy.
Yeah. I ran over my neighbor's yard with the U-Haul, left some tracks in his yard.
Deep tracks.
Got stuck there for a little minute, so it just got deeper and deeper. And I messed that joint up, yo. I'm not even gonna lie, okay? So I already knew the neighbor was gonna be pissed, okay? The neighbor wasn't there at the house right away because I went to the front door to try to address him, and nobody came. Eventually, I ended up seeing my neighbor, and he was hot. I could tell. I seen his face. He looked at it like, what in the world? I can't believe you did this, whatever, right? I walked straight up to him and said, listen, we can either handle this like men, or we can get into some gangster-ish.
Babe, you act...
That ain't what happened all the way, okay? I'm paraphrasing. So really what happened was, I said, look, man, I did this. I feel horrible. I'm responsible. Let me know how you want to do it. I'll take care of it. I'll pay for it. I'll give you the money, however you want to do it. I'll get it taken care of. He looked at me and said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I said, are you sure? He said, yeah, don't worry about it. This is the third time I asked him. I said, do you at least want to exchange numbers or something like that? He said, look, don't worry about it. And welcome to the neighborhood. I said, all right, cool. So I got a really good neighbor. You know what I'm saying? I left thinking, you know what? That dude's all right with me. You know what I'm saying? Cool guy. 11 months go by.
11 months.
11 months. That's almost a year. Okay?
And in between the 11 months,
waving.
He would wave to the neighbor,
We had a mutual respect. It was all good. Hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? What's up? Hey, how you doing? A little small talk, but for 11 months, we briefly spoke and everything was good. And then this day happened. Babe, tell him what happened when you was at the house.
So Steven was out and there was a knock at the door. The knock was like, I don't know. It was 3 different moments of a knock. So I knew like, okay, this isn't somebody that's just dropping off something. This is someone that's like, knocking more than once, a salesperson, possibly, I don't know. So I kind of peek a little bit and I see that it's a guy. I call Steven. I'm like, yeah, somebody's at the door. Like, they've been there for a minute and I ain't answering the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't just be answering doors and stuff. So, yeah, and I told Steven, I said, it actually looks like your dad. Cause he did. He looked like Steven's dad. So, yeah, from there, Steven came back and he was just like, wait, I think that's the neighbor. I
was just coming from the gym, number one. Okay, so I'm about to get in the shower and I'm looking out the window trying to see because I actually thought it was a salesman. So I'm like, yo, if I see this dude, I'm just going to step outside and tell him, yo, we not interested or whatever. You
ain't even have to do all that. Man. You could just let them go.
I just wanted to address, yo, stop ringing the doorbell off the freaking, off the hinges. Sheesh. So I see a truck, I see somebody get out, and I do see the similarities with my dad. So I'm like, I know that dude. That's the neighbor. And he sticks something in a mailbox. I'm thinking, you know what? He probably having a birthday party. One of his children having a birthday party, probably trying to invite us to something. Maybe he's trying to invite us to some sort of neighborhood meeting or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I put on some clothes, go outside, check the mail, and it's not no invitation. Well, it is an invitation, but it was an invitation to some smoke. It was an invitation to some violence. I mean, at least that's how we felt, okay?
We found a letter.
Whole letter.
We found a letter in the mailbox. And let's just read. I'll read the letter.
Okay.
Hello. My name is, we're not even going to use real names.
Keisha.
My name is Keisha. And I stay blah, blah, blah. You came, it was a little sloppy. You came by a few months ago.
Wasn't a few months ago.
Right. You came by a few months ago whenever you ran over our yard with the U-Haul and left big tracks.
That I did. I did do that.
We are still waiting to see when you are going to send someone over to fix to fix, as we can't have it looking like this much longer. Please give a call sincerely. Blah, blah, blah. The number. Always available. There's some issues with the tone of the letter. For one, it's not even from him.
Right.
So this is, I didn't even know, I didn't know he had a partner. You know, I've never.
Me either. Like in 11 months, I've only seen him. One person.
And for one, she said a few months. Now, we just said 11 months. We actually knew the exact date. Because when it happened, we actually took a picture.
Yeah. And it's easy to remember because it happened on January 1st, which is the day that we moved in. So it's like, yo, a few months ago wasn't January 1st, okay? That was more like 11 months ago.
A year. Almost a year. And then the fact that she said, we're still waiting. It's like, whoa, still waiting.
It's like it painted us like we was trifling. Like I said, I'm gonna get back to you, but you know what I'm saying? And I'm ducking and dodging.
Like we really put tracks in there and just kind of like didn't want to resolve it. And it's like we're not those type of people.
Definitely not.
I personally didn't like the fact that they were painting us in a way like we trifling or something. I don't like that because we're good people. We're good people. So it's just like, who they think we are? And I'm kind of questioning the guy, the neighbor, because I'm like, did he not? Did he not tell her?
Did
like,
you not communicate with your wife?
Did you not communicate with your wife? Like,
what's up with that?
And you got her writing the letter and sending it to us. So I don't know. We're confused, but at this point we know, okay, well we now have to call and now we have to address this.
Yeah. I had a gut feeling this has to be coming from like the wife, because me and the husband, I felt like we had a rapport to where we spoke. We wasn't like buddies or nothing like that, but we see each other, wave, speak. He never mentioned that yard in those 11 months. And he had plenty of opportunity to say, hey, by the way, the yards, etc., etc. It's outside. Nobody even has to be home to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I knew like, it's a change in energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it was the tone of the letter for us. Like, it was the few months ago. It was we're still waiting as we can't have it like this. Like, I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Still waiting. We going on vacations. We living our life. Like, ain't nobody ducking and dodging y'all.
Right.
Okay?
We didn't know that this was still an issue. And every now and then I would glance at their yard and it looks way better than it did before. Thank God to just Mother Nature. Thank God to just nature. You know what I'm saying? It looks way better. However, you can see that it is a little bit uneven. After that, we a little turned a little bit.
We was. Yeah.
We were kind of like, what?
Hold up. Y'all
we don't
got
want
us
no
super
problems.
messed up. You know what I'm saying? Super messed up. So we ended up writing a letter back. And pretty much the letter entirely.
We called first.
We did. We called, left a message.
We called 3 times.
Yep,
and then left a message.
And also wrote a letter. And pretty much both of those said the same thing that we just told y'all. Like, we done seen y'all multiple times in 11 months. Nobody never said nothing. Yeah. I walked straight up to you and asked you, do I need to pay for this? Do I need to take care of it? You said no problem. We
weren't going to be no yes people and just say, okay, hold on. Let us kind of like explain a little bit first before we just y'all out here thinking that we trifling. Let's kind of like give our piece first, so you're not just out here thinking this. So we put the letter in the mailbox. We actually went over the house and knocked on the door. And then we were just like, okay, let's write a letter.
We came over there with Vaseline on the face, on the hands, ready to do some work, if it had to get to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm joking. Anyways, nobody was there, so that's why we ended up leaving the letter and putting it in the mailbox.
And then that night we got a call.
I answered the phone. The husband is on the phone, right? And he's just speaking so nonchalantly, hey, so I'm thinking that, you can get a couple bags of soil and, you'll do the rest. I'm like, hold up, man. Why are you trying to make it seem like we ain't already talked about this? He's like, well, look, I know I said don't worry about it, but what I meant was not to worry about it at the moment. I was really busy. And I'm like, you've been that busy for 11 months. You just getting around to it 11 months later.
You saying hi,
right,
and still not bringing it up.
Right. It didn't add up. You know what I'm saying? It didn't add up. It didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
What was crazy was that, because it was on speakerphone, so I heard it. He was so calm about it. Like, hey, yeah. And we just like...
He trying to act... He was kind of talking... I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
but how he was talking was almost as if, like, we shouldn't have an issue with the letter and everything. Like, bruh, don't try to act like y'all ain't say what y'all just said in that letter, okay?
Right.
And he was like, well, look, there's no need to be upset. There's no need to be upset.
Right.
I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Respectfully, I don't feel entitled to pay. Respectfully.
And that's
you know
how,
what I'm saying?
and honestly, that's how we felt. That's how we felt, considering that when it first happened, we asked, like, do you want us to fix it, this and that? And you said no. And then 11 months, you giving us a letter that got an off tone, kind of feeling like we are entitled to
and the
that.
facts is off. The fact, like,
the facts is off.
The facts was completely off. He said what I said was I'll get back to it. And I'm like, yo, don't tell me what I know what you said.
And then he said it was raining. That was also a reason why he said don't worry about it.
Right. It was rain. I'm like, what that got to do with anything? Okay, it was raining. Whoop-de-doo. That mean we couldn't get it taken care of. It just seemed like, yo, you making up the most teeny tiny reasons on why you didn't want to get it taken care of.
Yeah, you giving excuses. If your wife just wanted you to do more, you should have just, well, he wasn't going to just say it. But I mean,
I feel like that's what we both felt like, obviously, because none of this stuff happened until it came from his wife. You know what I'm saying? I had never even seen his wife up until that point or heard from her. So it was like the letter was from her. Obviously, she was in the background when I was talking to him. So he probably was trying to save face. Yeah, so
I started to hear in the back. And that's when, you know, for me,
she said, tag me in. That's what she did.
It's just like, I'm not about to have, I just knew like this was more about her. And I just kind of felt like, I just kind of knew. I started to know what type of woman she was. And in a way, I'm like, well, I can match that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can be there for my husband just as much as I guess you trying to be there for yours. So that was that. After you said that we did not feel entitled to pay, he said, well, don't you think that that's the right thing to do?
Hold up.
We did the right thing when we asked you. We literally, Stephen asked you, did you want us to fix it?
You said no.
And you said no. If we didn't want to do the right thing, and what's crazy is when it first happened, he wasn't even home. You took it upon yourself to actually go over there again. To actually get, you know what I'm saying? You could have made any excuse to be like, oh, well,
it wasn't me, it was somebody else. Or you didn't see me.
Or you could have just been like, I knocked on your door, but you weren't there. But you went and followed up on it. So it's just like,
I did.
Don't try to make us seem like we trifling now, because that would be the right thing to do. No, the right thing would have been for you to probably proofread this letter from Keisha, and probably would have said, hey, you know, I told them not to worry about it, but you know, if we can probably ask them if they can contribute and help, you know, but I don't know, if you needed help, then just say that. If you needed $20 or whatever, if you needed a back, then just say that. You didn't have to paint us to be trifling people.
If the husband would have came to me and said, look, man, I know I told you not to worry about it, but the wife, she kind of on me about it. So yeah, I probably will. I'm like, you know what? Cool. I understand.
And it would have been no problem.
But don't say, you know, well, when it happened, I didn't mean not then. I meant that, you know, I was going to get back around to it. That's not what happened. Don't say it happened a few months ago when it happened almost a year ago. Because, like I said, that's not what happened, okay? So it's like, it's kind of like we go out for drinks. We go out for a date, and I say, I'm going to pay. And you're like, you sure? I'm like, yeah. And then 11 months roll by and I'm like, hey, you still didn't pay me back for that dinner. You're like, hold up, you said you was gonna pay.
Exactly.
Nah, I changed
exactly. I don't feel entitled to pay. Well, don't you think it's the right thing?
Right.
What kind of crap is this?
Nah, man.
After he said, don't you think that's the right thing? Instantly,
like we wrong.
Instantly, I got pissed, and I did jump into the conversation. It was already on speaker, but that's when I did proceed to get the phone and say my piece. And respectfully, I told him, I said, we don't feel entitled to pay because X, Y, and Z. My husband has saw you plenty of times. You have waved at him and you have not bought this up. It's been 11 months. We could have had this taken care of. And I said, we didn't like the tone of the letter. We don't want, y'all kind of painted us like we didn't have good character. And for that reason, we don't feel entitled. Respectfully. It was respectfully. But see, then, and I get it. His wife got on the phone. I mean, I don't blame her.
Then it turned to a whole battle royal, yo.
I don't blame her, and I don't blame her one little bit. As a woman, as a wife, she hearing another woman talking to her husband. She got on the phone,
and I'm still chiming in also. So
yeah,
it's like
I had the phone.
It's kind of she looking at like, yo, her husband getting double teamed.
Yeah. So I do understand that. I do not blame her for chiming in because I chimed in. I did the same thing she did, so I don't even blame her for that. So then she gets on the phone.
She was pretty much co-signing the husband, like, don't y'all think y'all should do it? And the stuff that stick out, at least I remember from the conversation, was when she said, you know what? I don't care what he said.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she said, I don't care what my husband said. And this is my house. It's in my name. I'm like, ooh.
Right, like I feel like that was disrespectful.
I guess that means that's why you wrote the letter.
That's why the letter was from her. You know what I'm saying? But I felt bad for the husband a tad bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like she emasculated him just a little bit on the phone right there. Like, yo, hold
I don't care what he said. And then Stephen in the back, like, well,
that's a conversation y'all need to have.
Right, this is something that y'all supposed to be doing. Why y'all bringing it into? Y'all should have communicated before y'all addressed us. Yeah. I said, well, if you feeling like you need to, then we can handle this in court. That's what I said, because I'm just like, we're not paying. You're still upset about it. If you really this bit mad, whatever, then take us to court. From there, she said, ghetto. Can we say ghetto? I was just like...
Nah, look. First, she act like she was down to go to court. She was like, okay.
Yeah,
then she did a backtrack like, well,
Right. She was just like, really?
Right,
Can you
really?
say ghetto? How is going to court anything? That's far from ghetto, honey.
Yo. Ghetto people don't be going to court. They don't take people to court. I put it like that. You know what I'm saying?
So, the fact that she went, instantly it was a low blow. She knew, I guess she knew that I was black, and she is not black. Her husband is, but she is not. And from that point, I hung up. I hung up on her because I knew
it can only get worse. It
can only get worse. I knew, like, at this point, she already done, okay. Like, you went there, and I'm not going to go there with you because I got a reckless mouth. I knew to hang up the phone.
I'll show you ghetto. You want to see ghetto? You want to see ghetto?
I knew to hang up the phone.
Put the glasses back on.
I knew to hang up the phone. I even took time to do some research. I go on YouTube and I'm just like, they could have fixed this earlier. Like, it's 11 months, but when it was muddy or whenever it rained, that's when that's when you get a shovel and then you shovel it, even it out, and put some grass seeds, and then boom. Like, in my head, I'm like, they could have resolved this. They could have resolved this on their own. Y'all just chose not to do anything for 11 months. So part of me was just like, how do we get this much heat over something that is kind of easy to resolve? It's so easy that I could have done it.
Also she said she's out of town. Now, I don't know if she's been out of town for 11 months, but let's say she just got back into town. That also makes sense why we all of a sudden, like, this is a thing, because she's been out of town. Now she's in town, and this is a problem. You know what I'm saying? So what wasn't a problem for him was obviously a problem for her.
The next morning, that's when we were just kind of like...
Reflecting.
We felt bad. Even though they didn't do us right, we still was like, man, I mean, we could give them some bags. I mean, we can give them $40. Like,
for me, it was just about being a bigger person. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I already know that I'm right. You know what I'm saying? I feel like deep down, they know we right. The husband, like, me and him had this conversation. We was there when it happened. We know what was said between us. Yeah. So it's like, yo, I'm not even going, it's not even about being right no more. I already know I'm right. But you know what?
And now his wife knows the whole story. Now she even know that we aren't delusional over here.
So it was only one number on the paper, on the letter that they sent us. I didn't know it was the husband or the wife. I called the number back. It just happened to be the wife. The first thing I say was, hey, this is your neighbor. The first thing she says was, you know what? We're sorry. We apologize. We had plans to actually come over to the house and apologize. We didn't mean for the conversation to get like that. Obviously, it was some misunderstandings, etc., etc. I'm like, well, look, if we did seem aggressive in tone over the phone, it was just because of the tone that was from the letter, and obviously we didn't like how it was kind of portraying us to be. She says, you know what, I understand, blah blah blah, we don't want negative energy between you guys. We're kind people, we're Christians, etc., etc., and we just would like to put this behind us. I'm like, cool, we would too. So from there, we pretty much mended that. She gave me the number to her husband's phone. We talked. Pretty much the same conversation that me and the wife had. He hate that it got that way. He wished that, it wouldn't have got dragged out. He's apologetic. Honestly, when those conversations happen, it's like I'm trying to be careful with what I even say, what I apologize for, because it's like I meant what I said. The only thing I can say is, like, I really wish that it wouldn't have got like this. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have handled it better. But, like, I don't want to go back and say, well, yeah, I know I was wrong, and I did not. Because, like, I know what happened. So I'm just like,
apologize for
how it got to this situation.
Take accountability in where you played a role.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't need to apologize for something that you really...
Yeah, I know. I mean, like I said, I know I did. I did his yard dirty. But I did give him multiple opportunities for me to fix it, and he said no. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, we spoke like men, had an agreement, give you this amount, give him like $60. He said that's cool.
He said that was more than enough, didn't he?
Yeah, well, first I offered him $100, and he actually said, well, I can go and get the stuff and bring you back the change. And I'm like, yo, we ain't got to do that. Like, how much is it?
We ain't trying to see you.
We ain't trying to be doing a whole back and forth. Like, this is going to make it even more awkward. So he said it was like $50. I'm like, okay, I'll go to the ATM. I give you 60. You keep the change, and let's just end it there. You know what I'm saying? He said, cool. I'll give you a call when I get off of work. You meet me, give me the money. And that was that. We both grown. We both got kids. So, I don't know. I just felt like, yo, this is beneath us, really. And they are our neighbors at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen out here in Texas. The lights go out their zone. Yeah. We might need something. Vice versa. They might need some sugar or whatever. And we ain't going to be the type of play some spades, some Connect Four video. What's something? You know what I'm saying? We just want to keep the vibe right. And we're the newest neighbors, I believe. Well, at least one of the newest neighbors in the neighborhood.
We don't want no problems, man.
Yeah. The underlining story is, we got it resolved peacefully. No blood was shed. We can see each other, wave, speak. Nobody got to worry about nobody.
Me and Keisha, we haven't seen each other
since then.
I've seen her, but we haven't seen each other
face to face. I actually seen her. Wave spoke, and that was that.
I'm gonna make sure to wave too. Hey.
But it's always going to be a chuckle probably for everybody when they see each other, like, yeah, that's the neighbors. And we had that little yard incident.
Yeah, they cool now. But, but I'm sure if we ever did come together, it's something to laugh about. I don't even care anymore.
Yeah. We could share a meal or something over.
Yeah, it's going to be positive.
Yeah. Because
I'm no longer mad. Who cares?
I was proud of us, babe.
Me too. I was.
We could have actually been ghetto, and like I said,
we could have been petty.
Yeah, we could have been petty. I don't even want to say ghetto. We could have been petty. We could have not called back. We could have just ignored them. We could have just went on about it. And honestly, I don't even know if we would have necessarily been like wrong. I just felt like we were being an even bigger person than that by handling stuff how we handled it. Yeah. I
would say the lesson is to stick up for yourself.
Stick up for yourself.
We had to stick up for ourselves. We had to say, whoa, hold on. That's not what happened and how it happened and who we are.
I say every battle ain't like
worth winning.
Well, I'm not even gonna say that because it's like it's more so like, well, what do you feel is a battle? Like even if like by us like, you know what I'm saying, giving them money, they felt like they won a battle. I feel like essentially we won a war. You know what I'm saying? Y'all called us ghetto. Y'all thought, you know what I'm saying, we was the lowest of the low.
And what did we show you?
And we showed y'all that.
We showed y'all we were actually
far from that.
Exactly. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like.
And make sure to hit that subscribe button, baby.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Peace.